y'all. Hey, how you doing? I'm here with the year-end review. Did I record a lot of YouTube content this year? No, I didn't. But we're working on it. It's work in progress. You did get a lot of shorts because they're auto posting from TikTok. But here we are. So I'm recording this video as a reminder to me and you to dig a little deeper. You'll understand what I mean. So what I like to do at the end of the year, and honestly at the end of each quarter, is do a comparison, what my goals were, what I reached, etc., right? Okay, cool. So for 2025, I had this big, beautiful number that I wanted to reach in terms of total sales. Right? All right. I didn't hit that number. I did not hit that number. I didn't, for various reasons, right? So from the surface, I would have been like, oh God, I didn't hit it. It sucks. Da, da, da. But then I started to dig deeper and I looked at the data. And I see that the months that I did like not the greatest were exactly aligned with the months that I had my health issue. If you guys have been following me on other platforms, because I haven't really talked about it on YouTube. From the like mid-May to like the end of September, I was dealing with some really kind of aggressive health issues, right? And I can see that reflected in the data because when I'm sick, I can't exactly show up for myself or my business the way that I need to, right? So unfortunately, it did mean that I had a dip, right? And that's okay. That's okay. It happens. I will say that I did not, miss the mark by very much, and I did not do worse than last year. So even with me struggling for like 4.5 to 5 months there, we still had a very successful year, right? But then as I'm digging deeper, as I'm digging deeper, I decided to, okay, let's actually look at the data. Okay, that big beautiful number is still a very pretty number. It's not the number I wanted, but it's still beautiful. I can still do what I do and enjoy it, right? While that number is not what I wanted it to be, I'm like, okay, let's look at the data behind it. Like, what were the metrics? Like, because I had other goals. It wasn't just the number, that big number. I had goals to double everything, right? I wanted to double page reads. I wanted to double physical book sales. I wanted to double my platform size. Like I was like, 2025 was the year of double it. Okay. Take it, double it, and give it back. That's what the year was, right? And so let's look at the data because even though that big, pretty number did not hit what I wanted to hit, it did. It still looks pretty good. I was very shocked to see that the overall numbers look amazing, right? Perspective, okay? So for the year 2024, and I'm looking at the data because I'm not gonna remember this off the top of my head, okay? For the year 2024, I sold 21,745 units. That's ebook, physical, audiobook, like everything in one big bubble. 21,745 units in 2024. My goal was to double it, right? So that would have meant I wanted like 45,000 total, right? Here we are at the end of 2025, and drum roll. I don't know how to add, I'll figure out how to put sounds and stuff in later. But anyway, at the end of 2025, so far, because we still got a few more days, I have sold 63,276 units. That is 290%, almost 300% of what we did in 2024. And you might be saying like, well, if you did almost 3x, how did the number not hit the mark? Well, because some of the things are weighted differently, right? So some things make you more money than other things. And that's just how it is. Some things are going to bring in 2x, but another's like, I'm going to make way more money from a physical book than I am from an ebook. You know what I mean? That's just how it, so the levels of those individual unit cost change, but the number of units is so much greater than I thought it would be. I can't even hold you. I was looking like, wait a minute. Now, for perspective, this is including ebook, physical, audio, and KU converted numbers, right? So like the total number of KU books divided by the number of pages in the book, right? So those numbers are broken down. So for instance, in 2024, of the 21,745 books, units sold. 11,857 of those are from KU converted page reads. Okay. And for 2025 so far, 63,276 is where we're at, and 24,030 are from KU converted, right? But even just looking at the KU number, I wanted to double it, right? So I had 4,150,000 in KU page reads in 2024. And in 2025, I have so far 8,410,000, more than doubled, right? So while I'm looking at the big number, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not exactly where I want to be. Oh no. I had to dig deeper. I had to look at the actual data behind it. We got sick. I'm a one woman show over here. I do have some help here and there. But for the most part, if I am in a position where I can't show up for the business, some of the things are automated. They will, like the KUs, the ebooks, the audio, those are going to keep going. The physical book sales, like there were times where I just had to shut the shop down. Okay. Physically could not do it. There were times where I wasn't running as many TikTok lives, which is one of the driving factors behind like increasing TikTok shop sales. My website sales actually did really well, really, really well this year. But I can also see the reflection of, those times when I just could not physically do it, right? I wasn't promoting it because I just didn't want people to come to the site and have me have to do things, right? But overall, y'all, first of all, I'm very proud. I'm very proud of everything that I've been able to do as an independent author. I'm so proud of the reach and of the community that we have. Like, man, I talk about this often, how, man, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I was like, man, I remember at the end of 2019 having a very serious talk with my brother and being like, yo, I don't think I'm gonna be doing this much longer. Like I was what, 2019, I was 8 years in. I was 8 years in, and I had various, bouts of success. I've had moments at that point. I had moments where it looked like this is it. And then I would turn around and be like, no, it wasn't. That wasn't it. And I was ready to give up. And then 2020 came, and I know a lot of people were very like weird about marketing during the COVID days, early COVID days. They're like, this is not the time to be selling your book. People are sick and da 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 da. I was like, baby, people are sick. They need a good book. They need a book to read. Everybody's at home. That was like my moment. I said every single one of the readers that I want to reach are sitting at home like this. You know what I mean? We all were. We were on our phones. I said, this is the moment. And I took it, right? And I'm so happy and so grateful to past Jessica for not being deterred from jumping on that moment, right? Because like I said, there were a lot of people who were like, this is not the time to be marketing. People are sick and dying. And it's like, okay, but I still got to pay bills. Like, so I didn't go out and write a COVID book. I just was telling people to get the books that I had, right? So, and I felt really icky about some of those titles that came out that were like, now that to me felt like pushing it. But hey, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I don't yuck nobody's yum, but that was not my yum. Okay. But I'm just saying all this because the last 5 years of my life have felt like a whirlwind, right? And right now I'm on the precipice of another major shift, and I foresee this huge growth bubble. Like I'm just gonna keep growing, not the bubble because bubbles pop, but like this huge growth phase coming up for me in the next like year and a half, right? And having these moments where I get to sit back and reflect on not only just the past year, but the whole journey from writing those first book pages of my books to publishing and revisioning in 2014 was when I was like, so I originally published in 2011, and then 2014 I dropped Siren's Call, the first of the Siren series. And that was my first moment of like, wait, I made enough from that book this month to pay some bills. Wait, I could do this, right? So 2014 to 2016, I did struggle a little bit. I did, but then I figured out in 2016 what I wanted my brand to be, what I wanted my voice to be. And in 2016, I did a total rebrand, right? 2018 is when things really start taking off because we had the Wakanda forever. We had Black Panther come out, and more people, not only just Black Panther, but we had Black Panther, and shortly before that, we had the Genie. I think that came out first, right? Um, Will Smith as the Genie. Those two things in combination, I think, in terms of an audience perspective, really had readers looking for writers and creators like me. And because I had spent the last 2 years revamping and like preparing for this moment, pretty much like preparing for the moment when people were ready to see what I had to offer, I was ready. And things started to kick off right there, right? And I did have a moment where I kept seeing these like growth, but I was just getting so frustrated. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. And again, I'm just so happy that I never gave up, that I clung to those moments of success, and they brought me here. Okay. I did not intend for this video to turn into what it is, but it's kind of motivational, kind of like, hey, this is my story. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes the surface data, like that first number that you see, may not be what you want, but like you just need to dig a little deeper and look at everything. My platform has grown. I think I got like 50,000 more followers almost on TikTok. Um, and cause for a while there, TikTok was not liking your girl. I could not get past like 100 some thousand. And now we're at almost 150. So thank you for the people who are rocking with me over there. Um, yeah, I have people sending me keyboards and stuff now. If you haven't seen me on TikTok talking about all the keyboards, that's a new chapter in Jessica's life. I am. Let me pan so y'all can. You see me. You see me. So I'm having fun and I'm loving what I do, and I'm just so grateful that I think I like made my camera. Hold on. We good? I'm crooked, but I'm about to wrap it up anyway. But I'm just so grateful for the journey that I've had, and for the moments like this where I get to really just kind of sit and look at the data and see the growth, because I feel like sometimes when I'm in it, it doesn't feel like it feels like nothing's happening. I'm in it, so it feels like there's nothing happening here. But that's not true at all, honey. Everything is happening and everything is so amazing, and I'm very proud, and I'm very grateful for each and every one of you who follow me, who buy my books, who rock out with me, who talk me up in spaces that I'm not in, because there are a lot of things that's happening because somebody said, I know an author named Jessica Cage, and now here we are, right? So you guys, thank you. I'm gonna try my best. I keep saying this. I need to reword that. I will be making more content for YouTube. And it might just be me doing this, just talking as I get comfortable with it. But yeah, that's all I got. Great year in 2025. I'm about to set these goals for next year. And I'm going to probably revisit this video for myself before I do my end of year wrap up for next year, because yeah, I was looking at that number. I was like, dang, I didn't hit the goal. But every other goal that I had for the year, I hit it. That's a little happy dance for me. Y'all have a great day, a beautiful end of your year. And I hope that you are reflecting and setting your goals for 2026. Um, and being kind to yourself. Like if you didn't hit a goal, at least you tried. At least you made the effort. You didn't give up. You just didn't quite get there, right? I'm not giving up. Neither are you. All right. I'm gonna go do something. I gotta edit, I gotta write, I gotta finish my goals. I have things to do. I'm preparing for the next year. And I'll see you there. That was kind of lame. Bye.